My name is Tiffany Clark. I am an expert in agronomy and biochemistry for plant growth, a highly sought after profession in these days when food scarcity has become a result of climate change around the world. I work at the Food Generation Research Center in Boyacá, a region in Colombia. My research focuses on how to prevent plants from perishing in our new climate. We have made genetic modifications to plants to help them adapt to these new conditions. What I didn't expect is that I would be carrying out my work beyond this world. It turned out that all countries collaborated to create a global program consisting of 5 missions to different habitable exoplanets, and I was selected to be part of the crew for one of those missions. I would be a part of a 6-member crew. Alongside an experienced astrobiologist commander, a medical doctor, and aerospace force pilot, an expert in computer communications, space geologist, and a structural engineer. The launch is scheduled for 2 days from now. Our mission is to find out if the planet COLON-2 is as viable as it sounds, or if it has factors that pose a risk to humanity, or perhaps if it's already inhabited. Our journey will take 15 years to reach COLON-2, followed by 2 years of research in orbit and on the planet's surface, and another 15 years for the return trip. This might sound like a short time, considering COLON-2 is 612 light-years away, traveling toward the center of the galaxy. This is made possible because scientists have found a way to create a bubble that warps space and placed a spacecraft inside it. Most of us will hibernate during the majority of the journey. When we arrived at COLON-2, we found that the planet is indeed habitable. After orbiting the planet for 10 days, we landed. We analyzed the air and, after confirming that it was breathable, we removed our helmets. There was a layer of dust in the air that took us a couple of days to get used to. We discovered that the planet had a magnetic core that protected it from its planet's radiation. It had an unusual type of lush green and purple vegetation, suggesting it had life, and indeed it did. There were multiple types of microscopic life that we needed to analyze, and we began our work. But the good news would be short-lived. At the beginning of the 4th day, we noticed that 2 of the crew members began to fall ill. They suddenly had fevers and fatigue. A few hours later, the commander experienced the same symptoms, prompting him to order the crew to confine themselves in the habitat and isolate the 3 who were sick. 1 day later, everyone had fallen ill. It turned out that an atmospheric gas that seemed harmless carried a strange type of virus that afflicted the astronauts, with extreme exhaustion and fever being the main symptoms. After a few days, as a crew, we decided to embark on the journey back, with the hope of developing a vaccine before our return, otherwise, we would be destined to die in space.